What's up, sports freaks, and welcome to All Sports Media Team Presents Dubl Drbl episode 33. Tatted up and balled out with Miss Tatted Buckets, Janae Barnes. What's up, Janae? How you doing?
What's up? How are you?
Chilling like a villain on penicillin, my friend. Not as cold as you. You're up in the East Coast right now, right?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of cold.
Kind of cold. We're Cali cold over here. Cali cold.
We're Cali cold over here. It's like 48 degrees over here.
Seriously. Hoodies and yeah, exactly. As you guys can see, I got my partners with me. I got George Ochola hanging here on the side. What's up, George?
What's good, everyone? What's good? What's good, everybody?
And we got the Docs in the house. What's up, Doc? I had to say it. Sorry. And we're being graced by his presence as well. The masked superstar, the masked hero down here. The logo.
Chill.
Andrew Bornes is hanging out with us today as well. What's up, Drewski?
What's up, y'all?
Logo Drew.
Oh, y'all too kind.
All right, y'all. Exactly. Drew says we can't talk to him that much, so let's go focus on the lady of the hour here.
Yes.
Again, this episode's called Tatted Up and Balled Out because if you know Janae, she's got like the coolest tattoos ever. Well, hopefully we'll get to talk about some of those because I'm a tat guy myself. And it's really cool to check. But she kills it on the court. She's sponsored. We'll hopefully find out by who. She kills it in the X versus X. Like I said, she's got that sick ink. She's got amazing, like, super cool Cruella DeVille thing going on there, but like in a super cool way. I love
101 Dalmatians.
I love it. She's charitable as well, and she's just awesome in general. If you get to know her, she's just a really cool person. So let's get to know Miss Janae Barnes, aka Miss Tatted Buckets. All right, Janae, we always start off our show just by getting to know the person just a little bit. Maybe you can give us a little bit of background, maybe from childhood, if you can get up to now, if not, like early adulthood, and then we'll bounce off of that and we'll just have some fun. Go for it.
Okay, for sure. So, my name's Janae. I was born in Iowa, very Midwest, but I moved around my whole life, and I started my basketball journey when I actually moved to Kansas. So in high school, I started my junior year of high school, and then I'm bad with this type of stuff. Sorry.
Just be you. We got you.
I started in high school, so I'm a late bloomer. I started my junior year, and I was a volleyball player throughout middle school and high school. So I was strictly volleyball. But once I started playing basketball, it was all basketball 24/7. That's all I did. I worked out nothing but basketball. And then I was blessed to actually play both sports in college. So I went to a junior college for 3 years and played basketball and volleyball. And then I went to a university in Kansas, in Leavenworth, called University St. Mary's. I went there for a year before I kind of realized school wasn't for me. So I dropped out because once I found out, my coach told me I didn't need a diploma to play overseas. You feel what I'm saying? So I thought I needed to graduate. I needed that recognition to go overseas. But once she told me I didn't need to do that, I totally was just thinking like it's either I finish school and mentally tear myself down trying to finish it, or I can stop where I am and I can carry on with basketball and try and make that like reality. So that's what I did. I took the hands on that, and I've lived in 3 different states in the process trying to find the best trainers, the best leagues, like the best places I can go for film, stats, anything, because I only had 2 true years in college because I was a redshirt my first year, and then I got hurt my 3rd year. So I was out for 2 seasons, only played 2 seasons. So I was kind of low on the stats and low on the film or whatever. So I'm like, well, what do I have to do to get film and get stats so I can send off to coaches and all this type of stuff? So I'm thinking, well, I have to move around to the best basketball places that I know. And the first place I knew to go was Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know why, but I was just like, I know a really good trainer there. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Grindhouse Basketball, but it's a legit great training program in Kansas City. And so I got on with him, but we kind of had a fall off with personal life issues and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, okay, where's my next move? Where can I go next? That's basketball orientated and all this stuff. So it was like my last couple weeks in Kansas City, and I get an email from my JUCO coach saying that there was like a pro-am in Dallas for this one like semi-pro team. It's called Dallas Diesel. And I was purely 100% confident enough that I was going to make that team. So I packed everything in my car that I could fit, and I moved to Dallas like that day. I drove to Dallas, and I got an apartment because the job I had, it was a pretty good settling job, so I had money to sit on. I got an apartment right when I got there, and the tryouts was like a week or so prior to when I moved there. So I trained for like a week or so, get a little bit in shape. And I tried out for this team. I ended up making the team. I didn't make like the plain roster team. They kind of noticed like, because I've been out of school for a year and a half, so they noticed like my skill level wasn't as good as it used to be. So they were like, we really want you on the team, but we really want you to get your skill back, and we want to get you back in shape. So I'm like, that's perfect. That's great. That's fine. Like, as long as I'm on the team and I'm hooping, that's fine. It's still opportunity. But I had got another job and got too intertwined with that job. So I kind of fell off from basketball because it wasn't a mandatory thing. They just wanted, like, I had to get up and go to the practice. You know what I mean? I had to do it. And I got too involved in my job and kind of fell back from that. So I lost contacts with them. And then when I realized, like, I'm too involved in this job, like I really there's something in my life I'm still missing, which is basketball. I ended up taking, like, I cut my hours like in half because I wanted to get all basketball. So I cut off that job and started training again, but I was training myself in like 24-hour fitness and this and that because I lost my connection with the team. So I get a message, because this is when I only had like 3,000, 4,000 followers on Instagram. I was very little known to the world. And there's this one guy, his name is Jay. You guys probably know him, but I don't know his real name. He's a trainer out there. Doc, you probably know him because he played in the VBL. But he said that he had an online training program that he wanted me to get involved in, because I told him, like, I don't have a trainer. I'm kind of training myself, this and that. And so he was like, well, I have an online training program you can get on for free, this and that. It's just like workouts and conditioning and stuff like that. You can handle the basketball. So I'm like, that's great. Okay. So I worked out with him for like a couple months. And then he was like, so what's your move? What do you want to do for basketball? This and that. I was like, I really want to go pro. Like, I really want to go overseas and get paid for basketball any type of way. He was like, well, have you ever thought about coming to California? I was like, well, my parents live up north. So like, I've been to California before. I love the vibe, but I've never been to LA. Like, my daddy always told me not to go there. I was like, I've always thought about it, you know. He was like, well, we should plan for you to come out here for a week and train with me one-on-one, and then I can get you connected with like the Beauties League, the VBL, because I've been following the VBL for like a year before I moved out there, and I've been following the Beauties League for like 2 or 3 years before I even thought about moving to California. So I was like, yeah, that would be super cool, like amazing. I want that to happen, so let's do that. So we planned that. And then I go out there I have the whole trip planned for like a week or so. And I have like the first couple of days that I'm down there, I have an altercation with someone, and I'm already thinking like, I don't want to be down here. Like, I can already tell like how this is going to go. I don't have a lot of luck with people and trainers for some reason. So I just was like, great. I'm coming out here to try and chase my dreams, and I'm already having like an altercation. Like, obviously this isn't meant for me. But I called my friend up. You guys probably know him. He only lived out here for a couple months. His name is Jamal, AO Jamal on Instagram. He's a dunker. But anyways, I called him up just to let him know, like, I'm out here in Cali and all this is happening. What do I do? Because he was connected to the VBL at the time with Nico and all that. He was like, go to Venice Beach. There's courts out there. Just go hoop. Just relax, go hoop. It'll all be fine. So when I went out there to hoop, I actually met my roommate. I was outside waiting for the main court to like be open so I could run. He asked me to run on his team. And then once that started happening, he was like, so are you trying to move out here? Because I've never seen you out here before, this is not. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to move out here. Like, I'm trying to figure out like a place and spot now. He was like, well, I'm renting out my house for Airbnb. You're more than welcome to rent out my house if you want to, like $500 a month, like super easy, super affordable. Like, I'm like, that's perfect.
Wow.
I told him like, I have a dog, like, cause I've had Tyson with me since I lived in Dallas. So I was like, I have a dog with me. Is that okay? He was like, yeah, that's fine. Totally fine. He's perfect. So I ended up taking that very seriously. And I was like, okay, that's a bet, like bet. So I finished my couple more days in Cali and I fly back to Dallas. And I kid you not, 2 days later, I pack up everything that I can fit in my car. I pack up my dog and we moved to California, LA. And it was the end of July, the beginning of August, 2019. And then ever since then, it's just been a roller coaster, ups and downs, trying to figure out life. Because California is its own world outside of the United States. Like, you can't just move there and expect it to go as easy as it would in Dallas or the Midwest or the South or anything like that. Like, it was a really, really big step for me to move out there. But I was at a point in my life where it's like, it's either you go to Cali and you make this dream come true, or you stay in Dallas and you're just gonna be a working girl. No hooping. You're gonna be the girl that hoops at 24-hour fitness, and that's it. And I wasn't trying to, like, I was young. I was 23, so I'm like, my window is still open. Like, I feel like I can still go overseas. You know, I wasted 4 years of school, so like I'm still fresh. Like, I'm fresh out of school. I feel like I can still do it. So that's how I ended up here a year and a half later. Wow. Still rocking. Obviously, I've had my ups and downs because I was cool when I first moved here. Like, I was very involved with the BBL. Like, right when I moved here, I was really involved with them. And I played the end of the season of the Beauties League. And then I played in the Women's Drew for the first time. I didn't even know what the Drew League was. I didn't know what that was or anything, but it was like everything started kicking off like exactly how I wanted it to be when I moved here. Of course, there was ups and downs and like tribulations because my parents live in Alabama. I got brothers and sisters that are just scattered across the whole United States. So it's like, it was super hard making like a big move to LA by myself. No family, no parents, no one to help you with nothing, no friends, like,
make it happen.
Very big move, but it was probably the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It was.
Yeah, the best decisions are usually the hardest decisions, right? You know.
Right. I definitely had a lot of like doubt and like not thinking like I was mature enough to handle like a big move like that, because you have to be really adult to just get your own spot, but get the best, smartest spot, because people out here were trying to rig you on the rent. Factual. You have to find the but of course I live in Inglewood, so
okay. Wow. Okay, so first off, you said you weren't good at this. You just went for a good 10 minutes. So you're awesome at this.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It sounds like you've been doing this forever.
I'm good at talking about my journey, but if we start from the beginning, I don't know where to start.
I'm the same way.
My life is filled with so much, so I just gave you
good. But that's good though.
The basketball splits.
Yeah, but that's good though. That's better than, well, my life sucks and now I'm doing well. You know, we get people sometimes that are just like, I didn't do much as a child, but now, you know, all this is coming to me. I like the fact, what I picked up from this is you're adventurous, but you're also very trustworthy. Like, you're like, okay, well, I reached out to this person, and if you get screwed, you get screwed, you know? You live and you learn and you move on. So I feel that we have that connection. I'm the same way. Sometimes it kicks you in the butt and sometimes it opens a door for you. You know, you just kept pushing, you kept going, and now you got all these things going for you, which I think is amazing. You know, like X versus X. I love seeing your X versus X videos, especially that 3-point shot when you turned away. I was just like, wow, really? That just happened? That was awesome.
Her and Baby V.
What happened?
Her and Baby V did it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I also like seeing, like I said, I love tattoos. We'll talk about those in a little bit. But I love seeing your training regimens. Like you talked about, it kind of makes sense to me now because I saw this weird volleyball training that you were doing. regimen on your Instagram, and I was like, why is she using
Oh
volleyball?
yeah.
What is that? That's cool, but what is it? And now you say you play volleyball. So do you use that as a training regimen, or is there?
Okay, so I really do. Because my legs are have gotten kind of weak recently because I've been more training and not lifting. So working out volleyball really helps my legs like strong back up because of all the jumping I do and all like the low bending I do. It's it's a workout. It's a workout. It gets me in good shape, and then it gives me more agility because with basketball when I'm training, we don't do a lot of agility stuff. We just, dribble, shoot, run. That's it. We don't do a lot of agility stuff. So with the volleyball, because I play in a little league on the weekends with older women, it's just for fun. But the older women can really play. So like you can't just like bullshit around. Like you really have to like get in the right positions. You have to move, you have to dive, you have to jump, you have to do everything. So it's just a great second workout to keep me in shape for basketball.
Yeah, and just I could see it in the way like when you were like spiking the ball and stuff. I could tell that you were trying to work on that jump motion, the back of your legs. Like, I saw that. I'm like, okay, I get why she's doing it, but why volleyball? So thank you so much for clearing.
Like if you talk to dunkers, their swing is the exact same swing, and their footing is the exact same as volleyball.
Oh, cool.
The same approach, the same like the last 2 steps, last 3 steps in their arm swings. It's all similar. So it's like I want to work on my jumping because I want to be able to jump. I want to be able to dunk, do all that. That's dreams. So working on volleyball really helps emphasize on my arms, in my legs, in my footwork. So just a little help here and there.
Cool.
Timing so much. Volleyball is all about timing for sure.
Oh my God, yes.
Absolutely.
Timing is crazy. I've seen so many girls have their timing wrong and they miss the whole ball. The ball hit them in the face. They whipping it. All about timing, patience, and it helps a lot with like releasing anger because I can hit the heck out of the ball and like just feel great. In basketball, it's kind of different. You can take your anger out on the court. Yeah, you can't take your anger out on the ball or someone. In volleyball, you can literally hit the ball and aim it at someone's head.
Yeah, so I
played won't get teed up for nothing.
Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
I played volleyball my senior year, so it was kind of like opposite of you. So I played basketball like freshman year all through, and then I played volleyball my senior year, and I was like, these people are so nice. Like they're so encouraging and so nice. Like you mess up and everyone's giving you high fives. I was like, what the heck is this?
Volleyball is a whole different environment than basketball. One time I remember this, like it's pinched in my brain. There's this one girl in the University of St. Mary's, the university I went to. We was scrimmaging. I was on the other side of the net. She was the middle, I was the middle. And I was just talking my trash because that's what I do. But I forgot since I'm transitioning from basketball to volleyball every day because I practice like 4 or 5 times a day. I made one of the girls cry because I was talking so hard. I'm like,
wow.
I'm so sorry. I forgot volleyball players are a lot more sensitive to like the shit talking. Like
great.
The environment is crazy different than basketball. Because in basketball, if you talking, someone's talking right back.
Yeah.
Yep. But in volleyball, no, everyone's nice. Yeah. Everyone's nice.
I love it. So when you do finally transfer over to basketball, do you feel like I know you just said you made someone cry. Hopefully that's not every game in volleyball.
No.
When you're on the court, are you that fierce in your face, you said shit talker, like at X versus X? How is that how you play there? Like, I mean, I've seen.
Oh yeah, I've had multiple occasions where sometimes I just let my game talk because like in basketball I kind of get more anxiety in basketball for some reason. But I usually just let the game talk. But if people really talk to me, I will talk back. I've had a couple altercations with that in XBS because people are like kind of too freely when they talk. But I usually start talking my shit in basketball to shut other people up. Like, because you're not about to dog me. I'm not the one. You're not about to dog me.
Wait, so you
I
saying
know
that?
sometimes you said what?
No, I was gonna say. So you're saying like you only talk smack if someone starts with you, correct? In
Right.
basketball.
I will never start
Okay.
it. I'm usually just like I'm usually there just to get my shots and work out, and then that's it. I'm not here to cause no problems. I don't want no problems caused. I keep the peace on the court. But if someone talks, starts it, then I definitely gonna start back. If it's friendly, if it's not friendly.
Let me
I mean, that's
tell
what
you
it is, though.
on
That's
the
what it
court.
is.
Let me
Yeah,
tell
let
you about
Doc knows. Doc knows more. Ask Doc.
Okay.
So Janae, I've guarded Janae many times. She's guarded me many times. I think she guards me when she's had too many workouts throughout the day.
No.
But Janae is a completely different person on the court than off the court. Like she will literally get so mad at you, like as if she wants to fight you. And then like after the game, like everything's all cool, but that's just like her. Like that's just like
I feel
that's
like the court is
her.
the only space, like my free space to where I can like really show my emotions. But a lot of people don't like that. I'm a very emotional player, but
Yep.
I'd rather show all that shit on the court than in real life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. No, and that's the thing. It's like you understand like this is Janae's game face.
Yeah.
Like who she
That's her
is
competitiveness.
playing.
Yeah.
And I know like a lot of people are like that. Like my daughter Mariah, like you've seen her before, like playing and everything. Like she was a little apprehensive to play with you guys because you're all so good and big and everything. But she's the same way. Like when she was playing on the court, she's like she doesn't talk that much outside of the court or show her true emotions outside of the court. And then when she gets on, it's like she's releasing everything, becomes like a little Dennis Rodman on the court. So it's like I understand that like completely. Oh my God, like that. But Janae, yeah, like once she gets going, she's like unstoppable. She has the long arms, she's got the long legs, so she's got that reach. So even if you're playing hard D on her, and even if you're right there, she'll like tilt her body like and just get that layup right in. Or
Yeah, I'm a fader. I fade real, and I kick my left foot likes to kick.
Yep.
It's like the momentum, but I'm not a big like all in college. And so when I first started playing in high school, I was only a defensive player. I didn't know how to dribble the ball. I didn't know how to shoot the ball. I didn't know how to do anything but guard someone. So it was like that was cool. But once I started going to college, I really started working on my shot. I used to shoot like Lonzo. I used to shoot like this really bad. Like if you look
From across the
if
body.
you look in my releases, like I still shoot like this, like my arm's still not straight, but I had to have a shooting coach. I had to have a dribbling coach. Like I was awful. I'm surprised I even got a scholarship. It was really crazy. But like working, I was never, obviously I'm a big guard. I was never good with the handles. No one ever took me serious with the handles because I'm big. They're like, you don't need to learn how to dribble. You need to learn how to shoot and be at the block, whatever.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's hard for me. Like I can obviously dribble around people. Doc's seen it. I can drive and stuff. But if I really cannot dribble, the only thing I can do is lean. If I can get past you, I have to lean and get my foot out and fade back and shoot because that's the only way I can get my shot off.
I mean, I haven't.
Sometimes my dribbles are there, and sometimes my dribbles are there.
I haven't seen that. I just dribbled that close up, but I've seen it from the sideline.
Right. Doc be having those clamps sometimes, so I can't be doing anything to her.
I love this competitive spirit between the two of you. I absolutely freaking love this. But there's another side of you that we've been told about is you're very charitable. Can you talk about any type of charities or off of court stuff that you've done before?
I actually I haven't done any charity work here in LA because I haven't asked around for a lot of it.
Okay.
But that one, you might have got me mixed up a little bit with Baby V, like with the Philly thing too.
No,
Baby V, she does a lot of charity work.
Okay.
But me, I have like the charity work. I used to do charity shit in like Dallas. I used to work I used to work with the Special Olympics.
Cool.
I was a Special Olympic. And I love working with little kids and older kids doing sports. My mom used to be, she used to work with special needs. So I was really involved in like helping out with like Special Olympics and holding up camps for special needs kids and stuff like that. I haven't done anything like that in Cali, but I was really heavy into that in Dallas and Kansas City. I even started a little basketball program at my school at the University of St. Mary's with the special needs that would always come up and just visit and stuff. We would host like a little like training camp in our gym.
Okay.
All ages from like 6, 7 years old to like 30, 40, like didn't matter. Like there was one time we had a clinic, it was like probably over 100 kids, 100 adults too, just playing any type of sports games, just getting
That's so cool.
Getting them involved in any type of way, stuff like that. But I haven't done anything here yet.
We're gonna have to set that up for you. We got people that could do that. My cousins I have a super soft spot for what you just talked about. My cousins are mentally retarded and they're in their 50s, almost 60s now. And they've been in the Special Olympics a lot. And not only that, but I'm a radio DJ and I've done some DJ events for Down syndrome high school kids. You know, they're just so fun. They're so fun, and that their smiles light up like the darkest room.
And that's what matters. That's all that matters. Because like a lot of them, I don't know obviously about your family situation, but when I was in high school, when my mom was a para, I worked in her room a lot of the time to like oversee her. And a lot of those kids, like they go home to a messed up home because a lot of their families cannot like comprehend that their kids are different and they have to be loved different. And it's just a different, like more needy. So the fact like we can bring these kids in and they come to a gym where there's no rules, no judgment, this and that. And the fact that they are just smiling, there's nothing in this world that makes me happier than that. Like nothing in this world that makes me happier than that, because they don't understand a lot. So the fact that they can come in and they can hoop and know that they're having a great time and know that they're accepted in this type of environment is like peace to me. Yeah. But that's just, I have a soft spot for that. Like my best friend in high school, her name was Sydney Gum. She had Down syndrome, but this girl was my best friend. When I was in middle school, I worked with a dude. His name was Ryan. He had, I can't pronounce this word right. Something palsy, general palsy. How do you say that?
Oh, cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy, yeah. But he was also mute, and he was a little mentally slow. So I learned sign language. So I had learned sign language in middle school to help with this kid, and then he ended up going to high school with me, and like super soft spot. We can talk about this for hours.
This is awesome. Well, we got your Insta now, so I just might take you up on that. That is so freaking awesome. And it's always, you know, it's funny. It's always the ones that are quote unquote disabled that are the coolest, because they've been bullied, they've been put down, they've been treated like crap. And when you put your heart out there and you allow them to put theirs out there, you get that connection. Like
it's amazing. It's like a whole nother world.
Yeah. And then you can go into their world. You know, you get people with Downs, you get people with Asperger's, you know, there's people with Asperger's that have full families and stuff. You know, it's super, super cool. I had a blind friend in high school. Funniest dude in the freaking world. I swear to God, he could have been a stand-up comedian if he really wanted to. Like, I'm talking like Gabriel Iglesias status. Like, he was that funny. And you just got to give them the shot, you know. You you know, they'll make you smile. It's awesome. So, wow.
A lot of kids, a lot of people make them miss out on opportunities just because the fact that they have that mentally retardation symbol on them. But I've met girls that are autistic, like real bad autistic, but can name any type of, like, for example, there's this girl, she knew every Power Ranger from the very first episode to the very last one aired. She knew everyone. She knew the names of the people that wore them, the very first people. Like, they're so intelligent, but they're intelligent in a different way than we are. So people think it's not intelligent.
Yeah, especially Asperger's. I believe they're in their own little world. My mom's a nurse, so she tells me.
I actually see like very high functioning autism as like a superpower, because they kind of don't have to deal with the emotions that a lot of us get bogged down with, or like the self-doubt that a lot of us deal with. And so they don't have to deal with that most of the time. Most of the time their emotional range is smaller, so they have more logic and they get to do more like without getting held back by their emotions.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
So
It's
it's
always been a thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, just even if we didn't know you, just by hearing this about what you're doing, we can tell that you're a good-hearted person. So make sure you keep up with that, most definitely. Another thing about me that they all know is I love quotes. You have a bunch of quotes on your Insta. There was two that really stood out to me, but I think the one I'm gonna go with because of what we're talking about is something really basic but really true, and it looks like you carry it out every day in your life, and that's your only limit is your soul. And it looks like you put yourself out there, whether it's you being vulnerable and jumping for someone for help or you helping someone else. And I think
Mhm.
that's absolutely freaking amazing that you are the way that you are, and the fact that you carry it out off of the court as well. So thank you so much for that. That's freaking amazing.
You're welcome.
Keep that up as well.
I actually got that quote from the movie Ratatouille.
No way.
Dead ass.
Yes.
And when he said that, when he first said it kind of didn't make sense because I'm really trying to comprehend it. But then once I really started thinking about it, I'm like, that is so true. Like your soul is connected to your heart and your mind.
Mhm.
So
yeah, it's
clicked
true
it.
though.
But yeah,
Carry it out, right?
super true. Loved it.
Yeah, and it's so funny with movies. You never know what you're gonna get from them. You know, like especially quotes, because you can have quotes from like movies from like way back when that you still remember like to today. We got about 3 or so minutes before we jump into some real fun. We talked about the X versus X. You played in the VBL also, you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me one of your maybe cool memories, fondest memories of the VBL?
Of course, when I first moved out here, it was funny. No one knew who I was, of course, because I'm new, and there was rarely any girls that was at the courts on Venice every single day trying to hoop. And one day I was just hooping on the 3 courts, and then the VBL was set up over here for a 2-on-2 tournament. And Nico was like, "You trying to play in a 2-on-2 tournament?" I said, "Yeah, but who am I gonna play with?" He was like, "Pick anyone." And then it kind of was just like, okay, so we played 2-on-2. It was fun. I got my buckets, but then it was like there was like a 5-on-5 game after that. And that's when I really started. That's when Mouthpiece came. That's when
Nice.
I
Yeah,
was like, okay, who? And I scored, I think it was like the first game, it was 2 games in a row that I had hit the game winner. And it's just the fact that they were saying my name over a loudspeaker, even though there was really no one there. The coolest, most memorable memory I have, though, because that's the first time I moved to a place where people actually loved seeing me play and wanted to see me play. And it was the first time ever, like, getting that type of limelight, I guess you could say. Because I was always in college and stuff, I was always playing the shadows. Typical things. But when that was most memorable, we played a couple tournaments after that and stuff like that, but then COVID happened. But
yeah,
amazing. And I played in a couple games during this season, scored, did some of my things, slower because I was in season during their season, so I only got to play like 2 or 3 games. But definitely last year highlighted moment was when I first started, for sure. It was amazing.
Cool.
Amazing.
Cool. Can you we always who was it? T, I think, gave us a big comparison between, basketball beauties and X versus X. Can you give us a quick comparison between X versus X and VBL in your eyes?
X versus X, obviously I like it because they're getting more girls involved. In the VBL, they're forced to have a girl on the team. You feel me? So it's like they don't really want girls involved, but they kind of do. But it's like more like I have to. Yeah. And then the XVS, they want the girls to come to the guys' runs. They want all girls runs. Like it's more open to female hoopers than the VBL is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry if Nico sees this. I'm sorry,
Oh,
but
he'll
it's
see
true.
it.
You will only emphasize
Wait.
on men, which
Hey,
is
we're
fine. Which
real.
is
We're real.
fine.
Hey,
Like,
Janae, sorry to cut
Huh.
you off, but which
You're
Nico
good.
are you talking about? Like, what's his last name? Because that name
oh,
doesn't sound
I
familiar.
call him Nico. I'm pretty sure people just call him Nick,
It's Nick, bro.
the owner of the BBL.
Oh, okay.
Bro.
I
Got
call
it.
him, I don't know why. I've just been calling him Nico ever since I met him. I don't even know if that's
Looks
his real
like a
name.
Nico.
Yeah,
He looks like a Nico.
Okay, but yeah, I mean,
He really does.
it's great. The opportunities are obviously the same because XVS gets a lot of light from Meta, and then
Mhm.
the BBL also gets a lot of light just because from the BBL page itself. But like
Mhm.
in comparison, their XVS is definitely more female friendly
Mm.
for sure. Because during the BBL, I seen a lot of girl highlights. I seen a lot of things girls do that was dope, but was never put on the page ever.
Mhm.
But the XVS, they're never afraid to put anyone's highlights on there. Any girl highlights. They I like how they did like the awards. That was really cool. They did the
That's
awards for
pretty
the men
dope.
and the females.
Uh-huh.
Like the
And by
BBL is
the
obviously
way,
bigger
Janae
and more
got
known.
the MVP for 2020. Janae is the MVP.
Yeah.
Girl.
XVS is
There it is.
that was amazing. I've got my sophomore year of college, I averaged like 25 and 12 because I was the only one on my team. It was a brand new team and I was the only one, but our record was 1 in 32. So
Wowzers.
we didn't get no,
Ouch.
yeah, we didn't get first player, second team. We didn't do all that. So I had a fantastic year and didn't get any recognition. So this was like my first time ever getting like an MVP
Uh-huh.
for like a legit, like kind of little league. So
Okay. Keep saying little league.
applause for that. Amazing.
Awesome. Well done. Round of applause. Awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna save this for later, but since we're talking about being proud, what was your proudest moment in your hooping career?
When I first moved out here, I won the 3-on-3 Red Bull tournament.
Nice.
I won it on my birthday, September 29th,
Even better.
2019. That's when we won.
Oh wow.
On my birthday, I got a gold medal wrapped around my neck. I got to meet Brianna Stewart. Like,
Nice. I like it.
that was dope. I have a gold medal, a 3-on-3 gold medal, legit, and it says the Olympics on it, but I don't know why, but
Mhm.
that was cool.
I
And
think
it was more memorable because it was right when I moved out here.
Mhm.
So right when I moved out here, I'm already starting off high with basketball. So
Okay.
hands down, best memory for basketball right there.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I think I saw that video on Instagram, but then again, I've been wrong about 3 things already. So I will clarify.
It's
That video
okay.
is on Instagram, right? And when you're like,
It is.
okay, I saw that one. I like that one. I could see it in your face that just the overall emotion and how excited you were. So that's freaking awesome. All right, we've gone over by a good 15 minutes, which is fun because you said you're chill today, so we're all good in the hood. I got to bring this up. I'm weird like this. I just have to do this. The hair and the tats. We got to talk about it. All right, how did the hair
Have
get
to.
started? Were they different colors or did you just go the black and the gold? Like what do we
When I first started, my hair was like, you're a guy, so I don't know if you understand this kind of lingo, but it was ombre. So it was dark to light. I had darker brown hair and it was all blonde at the bottom.
Okay.
And it was pretty, it was long, but it was like, I'm missing something. I was like, I want, because at first I dyed it red. It was red and blonde.
Okay.
So I was like,
Oh yeah, I've
I
seen
kind
that.
of want to dye my hair red, but I want to keep the blonde.
Okay.
So I'm like, what can I do that I can have best of both worlds? So I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to split my head down the middle and paint one side blonde and one side red.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
And so that was that. And then the tattoos, I got my first tattoo when I was my first year of JUCO. I was 18. And I honestly started getting tattoos because I suffer from really bad depression and anxiety.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to like, I don't believe in self-harm. I've never been on that. So I'm thinking like, and I've never been on like hard drugs or pills or nothing like that. So I'm thinking like, what can I do to help release my stress that's safe and healthy and still beneficial? So I started getting tattoos because I can't waste my money on a tattoo. It lasts forever.
Yeah.
So every tattoo I have, I 100% don't regret. I love all my tattoos. I'm thankful for all my tattoos. I'm so glad I got all of them because I usually get a tattoo for something traumatic that happens in my life. Like all my tattoos are meaningful. None of them is just like, oh, I like it, I want to get it. Like, of course, there's some that I look off of and I'm like, I love that, but I love it because of this. I have a meaning for it already. So it's like,
I respect the hell out of you for that.
I love it. Ever since it touched my skin.
Yeah, no, I respect the hell out of you.
So what?
Because you get a lot of people, like you said, they'll just go and get tattoos just because, and then like 20 years later, they're like, what the hell is this? Why did I do this? But you know, you got a lot of tattoos, you know, but you say each one means something to you, and I think that's amazing. I have 3 tattoos myself, and I got some tatted dudes down here, Drewski's whole arm, you know. But as long as it means something to you, you can look at it and be like, okay, this is why I got it, you know. Like I too went through some depression type stuff. And I have a smile now, cry later, and it says God has his reasons, you know. And you just look at it and be like, okay, it sucks, but there's something coming, you know. And all you gotta do is look down, you know, or look.
My first tattoo was this one. You can't read it, but it says, "I'm with you always." Matthew 28:20. My first tattoo, I got it on my right arm because I'm a shooter with my right hand.
Of course, and you can.
I went through a lot of. I got kicked off the basketball team my first year of school. Like I left school my first year to do illegal things.
Okay.
But then I was like, that's bad. I shouldn't do that. So like I got this tatted on me to remind me no matter what I'm going through and no matter what happens, God is there with me and he's doing it for a reason. So
wow. My light,
he's with me always.
She's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my God. That is awesome. Like in so many ways. And it's inspirational. I mean, some people might not, you get those traditionalists that are like, oh, Christians or Catholics shouldn't have tattoos, blah, 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 blah. You know, but the way that you're explaining it, it's so inspirational for people that are like, well, I want to get a tattoo, but I don't know what to get, or should I get it? When should I get it? Why should I get it? Do your research, you know, before you go and get your tattoo.
It's literally like, because I've never been good with expressing my words. Like it's hard for me to really like express how I feel with what I'm thinking. It just doesn't correspond. I don't know why. So it's more of like, if you don't know how to say how you feel, a tattoo speaks 1,000 words. Absolutely. 1,000 words. And like someone can look at it and just automatically try and connect. Oh, I know what that means.
Absolutely.
You don't even have to explain yourself. Absolutely. It's just a way to express without me having to actually express, because it's so hard for me to talk about stuff.
Cool.
I'm not even gonna hold you. It's so hard.
You can say that.
I just express it with the art and tattoos.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. I love the verse, by the way. I'm a Christian as well. I love the verse. But there's one tattoo you have that I love. It's that freaking Joker tattoo that you have. I think it's on your leg.
Yeah.
What is that? That is so freaking cool.
Okay, so you can't obviously tell, but like I love Batman. I've seen every Batman. I've seen every
the Dark
Batman.
Knight.
Yes.
The Penguin is my favorite, by the way. But I really love the Joker story. I like the new Joker movie and I love the Batman Joker movie. Okay. I love them both. But my like meaning behind the Joker tattoo is kind of different from theirs, but I got it from them because I don't know if you guys have seen the Joker movie, but like the way that people kind of just like judge him without even talking to him or doing that, like that's what really made me get it. Wow. But then I also got it because during a lot of my trauma, a lot of people were trying to force me to be happy because they're just like, well, if you're happy and you smile, you'll feel better. But it's like, I can force a smile on my face, but my problems are still going to be there. Yeah. So it's like, I'm tired of people trying to force a smile on my face when deep down I'm really going through it. So I really got the Joker tattooed on me because I was tired of people trying to force happiness on me. Like when I'm going through things, I would rather just go through them now than cover them with happy emotions, because then they're gonna come up eventually. Like they're gonna come out. Your bad emotions, your bad feelings is gonna show eventually. So I rather just show them right away, so that when I actually show happiness, it's not fake. It's real, genuine happiness. But that's just, you know, other people live by different things, but that's just how I am. I was told to deal with my emotions once I get them. That's just how my parents are. My daddy has no filter. When he's feeling something, he's feeling something. So, and my mom was the type that always covered her emotion with a smile. So I'm more of like best of both worlds. But
wow.
I got that for that specific reason.
I freaking love it. I'm never gonna look at the same again, but for a good reason now. I gotta ask real quick, 'cause I'm a big Batman guy myself. I even had the little Batman bike when I was 5 with the big Batman logo in the middle.
Oh yeah.
I gotta ask you, you said Penguin. Are we talking Danny DeVito Penguin? Or are we talking OG Adam West time Penguin? What are we talking here? Batman.
It was Adam West.
Yes.
OG.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I love the Adam West. The
That's
OG,
when I
that
first,
OG movie is my favorite. Sorry, go ahead.
That's when I was really like, he really made me not like penguins, because I was just, they did his makeup and everything so perfect. It disgusted me every time I saw him, but it was like one of those things like, it's a perfect villain. It's perfect. A Batman chasing a penguin, like, but it was, yeah. That one, and actually, Mr. Freeze and the Joker with Jim Carrey, or the Riddler, and then Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Okay.
That movie.
Arnold.
Arnold. Yeah, that movie was fire, because there's so much going on in one movie.
Yeah.
And of course, Poison Ivy, she's amazing. Like if I were to get another Batman character on me besides Harley Quinn, it would be Poison Ivy, because she was badass.
And like you
she was badass. The fact that she could kiss someone and kill them, I looked up to that. She wasn't really a villain in my eyes.
That's awesome. That's so funny. It's so true. I just love they all have those backstories too. All right, cool. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun like 15 minutes ago, but let's do it now. I feel like I'm stealing the show, so I'm gonna let my partners go ahead and throw some questions at you. We do have some that we do every show, so hopefully they'll jump on those. If not, I'll go ahead and jump in. George, do you have anything you want to ask or just throw at Miss Tatted Buckets?
Okay, Miss Tatted Buckets, I heard a lot from you. Thank you for joining our show. And I love your tattoos,
welcome.
by the way. So my question is, since you said you're a late bloomer in basketball, which NBA or WNBA player did you pan your game after?
I knew this was going to be a question. And it's funny because I never pinned my game after an NBA or WNBA player.
Okay.
So this girl she was a senior when I was a junior. My best friend, her name was Caitlin Lecker. She played at OSU. She was Gatorade Player of the Year 2 years in a row in my high school. Like, this girl was the most decorative basketball player in McPherson history. And she is the woman who put the ball in my hand, because she saw me graduate. Like, I played 4 sports in high school one year because I moved around a lot. So when I first moved to Kansas, I moved there from Tennessee. So I'm brand new. I've been moving around a lot. So I had a lot of animosity and anger built up just because I'm tired of moving. I'm tired of these new places. I'm tired of like trying to meet new people. So in high school, I was just suspended, expelled, skipping class, getting in fights. Like, I was just one of those disobedient white kids that went to the school. And this girl, she kind of took me under her wing, because like my junior year, it was my sophomore year, I had gotten a really bad fight, and I ended up getting like expelled for like 2 weeks or something like that. And I ended up missing out on state volleyball, and we ended up winning state. So when that happened, she kind of put like me under her wing, and she was like, you need to pick up basketball. Like, volleyball is great, because she played volleyball too. Like, volleyball is great, soccer is great, track is great, all that's great. But like, you really need a sport that is like, that will just open up your eyes to a whole different world. And I was like, basketball? I was like, basketball? So she took me to the YMCA. I don't know if you guys know what a YMCA is.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay. So she took me to the
I've been there when I was
YMCA,
young.
and she was just like, I want you to grab this ball, and the first drill, sorry, pardon my language. The first drill she made me do was the miking drill. You know what the miking is?
The miking drill. I don't recall.
Okay, so you have a ball in your hand and you're underneath the basket shooting layups on the other side.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
We call it the miking drill.
Okay.
But that was the first drill she made me do. We was in the gym for 3 hours trying to figure out what I can do. And like, it was instant, like, love at first sight. Just love, or first touch or whatever. Because at first I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then second one, like once I started like shooting and saw the ball go in the net, it was like a different feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But
Crazy.
I definitely learned and picked up my game from her because I was always shadowed by her. She was always the one. It's like Kaylin like her, then Janae, because we're in the same height, same position. And just watching her play and watching me follow her footsteps is what made me like legit the basketball player I am today.
That's crazy.
She actually ended up being a coach at the university I went to. She's the one who told me I didn't need a diploma to go overseas. So I literally followed her throughout my whole high school and college career.
That's awesome.
Like I was never like, I watched the WNBA and the NBA, of course, but I was never into like really sitting down and studying the game. Like my favorite player is Ginobili because I was always 6 man. So I always looked up to him. Best man ever.
All right.
So he was one of my favorite players because he kind of more resembled me as a player. But other than that, her.
Wow. You know what? Go ahead.
I forgot.
I'm sorry. No, but
way to cut her off.
No,
Vicky.
I was pretty much just gonna say she's the reason why I hoop. Like we kind of like we had a fall off just because of the way I grew up and the way she grew up.
Uh-huh.
We didn't see eye to eye once I got older, but that's fine because I still to this day, like if it wasn't for her, I want to be where I am. I want to be the hooper I was. So
yeah, you got that respect factor out there. It's cool though because like you just said, she came out of nowhere. You didn't know that you were going to be mentored by this person and be taught by this person. We actually have someone on our panel that's joining our panel today that's actually that for our guys team. Everybody looks up to this guy. We call him the captain, the mentor. Larry Buddha Boyd is here. He has a question for you as well. So go ahead, Buddha.
Buddha with the all 4 seasons hair.
Yeah, I just want something like that in there. You couldn't just let him talk, could you? God, go ahead, Buddha.
I had to throw that out there.
Hi.
How you doing, George?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Still working out?
It's talking to you, George.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
George.
thought you were talking to Miss Tatted Buckets, and yes, I am working out, and I do play some ball like at least 3 times a week.
Man, invite me over, man.
For sure, bro. I got you.
Anyway, Janae, how you doing?
I'm good, Buddha. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, bro. Man,
That's great.
thanks for sharing all of your stories with us, man. Especially how you got here. But I had a chance to meet 2 important people in your life, Tyson and Mamba. And I like to ask you, how have they helped you throughout your journey since you've been there?
So for all of you who don't know, Tyson and Mamba are my dogs. Tyson has been with me since 2017. Like that's my dog. I love him to death. And then Mamba was just brought in when Tyson turned 4. I had got Mamba as a birthday gift for Tyson, so he wouldn't be alone. But they have got me through a lot of like discomfort and stress just because it's the fact that I know even if I have no one on this earth, I have my dogs right here next to me. And if I have no one that is going to love me, I know for a fact that my dogs are going to love me. By the end of the day, my dogs want to cuddle with me. They want to hear me. They want to touch on me. It's just more of like, they have gotten me through a lot of emotional support. Because Tyson, he's my emotional support dog. He's certified therapy dog. But having Mamba and like kind of like watching him grow up to be like such a big dog and such a big dog, it's like kind of like comforting that I raise such a small little dog into someone who's so healthy and so like just smart and nice and still a little aggressive at the same time. It's like I had 2 kids. It really got me through like a lot of like emotional distress that I went through like during COVID and stuff. Like not having my family around and not having like a whole lot of like a big friend base. Having my dogs by the end of the day really honestly saved my life 100%, because it's like if I go, my family and my friends, like they'll move on. But the fact if I leave, where are my dogs gonna go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take them back to the shelter? Never. So they definitely saved me just by being like wonderful, caring dogs. So
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that.
Go ahead, Buddha. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, no. And it doesn't with the dogs, it doesn't matter. Like I believe you have pit bulls, right? They're pit bulls?
Pits, yeah. I have a Staffy and then I have an American.
Beautiful, by the way. I've seen them both. It doesn't matter if it's a Chihuahua ankle biter or if it's a giant Saint Bernard pit bull husky, whatever. They all have the same amount of love and they're gonna give you the same amount of love. So I would billion% agree with what you just said, especially with the COVID thing going on right now. So many people, it doesn't matter from age 5 to 95 are going through something. And if you have that pet, you know, they're gonna be there for you. George, you had something.
Yeah, so Miss Tatted Buckets. So I asked people this. So what's your favorite basketball movie throughout your times of playing basketball, and what message did you get out of it? If it
Coach
is about
Carter.
Yeah.
Coach Carter was a really good movie only because of the fact like a lot of the boys, what they're going through mentally and having like that one mentor was kind of like how I grew up. I obviously didn't grow up in the same situation, but the fact that a lot of those boys got their lives saved just because that one person believed in them, you know what I mean? And then loving basketball, obviously. I didn't really learn shit from that movie, but I learned the fact like girls can hoop just as much as men. Like girls can hoop
facts.
or better. And I also learned by the end of the day, that man's gonna need you.
Oh shoot! Okay.
We support.
Just got you there. She's like,
Just so you know, putting that out there. That's why we're doing this whole series with you awesome female hoopers. I love the stories that we're getting, all the different sides you guys come from, all the different parts of the country you guys come from. It's so inspirational from, especially, you know, the stuff you're talking about, just up and going, you know, up and changing your life just like that for a dream, you know, and it is possible. So that's freaking awesome. Totally off the subject. I have to ask this because he brought up the movie Space Jam 2. Space Jam 2.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about it? I see you're kind of iffy on that face there. Are you excited? Are you just like whatever?
I just don't think. I think it's just gonna be too not like cliche, but I think they're gonna try and make it like. Space Jam is just one of those movies where you don't need a sequel.
Exactly.
And it's the fact that they put LeBron James in it. Like, no diss to LeBron James. He's an amazing basketball player. Like, great person off on the court, all that. But it's like, you didn't need to do that. I don't know. When does it come out?
Very
soon. Like this year, right?
I'll definitely watch it, but I definitely don't think it's gonna be as good as the first one. You just can't.
Yeah.
And I hope they make it like. I hope they just don't try and do it like script to script, like it's exactly the same.
No, that'll kill it. That'll kill it most definitely.
Yeah.
I think they should put their own.
But
on it.
I'll definitely watch it. Like I know some of my homies are gonna be in it. I don't know.
You beat me to it. I was literally just gonna talk about her.
Yay!
We're interviewing her in the end of February, actually. So I'm hoping the movie's not coming out anytime before that. Because a little preview. Hopefully the legal stuff she can tell us, you know. Really excited about that too. So I just wanted to throw that out there and see. George, you had one more, and then we got a couple more questions. We'll close out. Go ahead.
All right. So my last question for you. Well, second to the last because we have to do square to square anyway. Yeah. So So my last question for you on this segment is, which WNBA player or NBA player would you love to play one-on-one with?
Ooh, there it is.
Ooh, okay.
For the record, I think she can take any of them. Go ahead.
Anyone? Like
For real.
anyone?
Yeah, anybody from any era.
Bro, honestly, I really wouldn't mind getting waxed on the court by Jason Kidd.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
for real.
Hey, Prime Jason Kidd was pretty
His
good, man.
game is so saucy. Like, there's so many like passes I've wanted to learn off him, and I just like, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay.
I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope. But if you want to do someone more in this generation, dang. I'm just trying to think of like the most fun and like obviously one I can probably get a couple points off of. So
Yeah.
Okay.
honestly, I would not mind playing Ella Deladon.
Ooh.
She's tall,
Okay.
don't get me wrong, but I feel like I can get her on like a couple points on a quick step, maybe.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're pretty quick.
Something.
All
But
right.
that'd be
All
dope.
right. All right. So earlier you said you didn't really put your game off of any professional players, but it sounds like you do know them. So I am going to go ahead and ask this question anyway. We do what's called the Mount Rushmore of players, even though we do 5 instead of 4, which makes no sense, but that's just us. Can you give me
Our version.
Yeah, can you give a 5 we'll go first NBA players, 5 NBA players, your top 5, and if you would like 5 WNBA players that you like as well. Any era, any positions.
Okay, I got Ginobili,
Nice.
Kobe,
Okay.
Rondo,
Ooh, Rondo.
Jason Kidd, and I'm not gonna hold you, Kyrie.
Dang, 5 guards. Okay.
I like it. Wow.
I like it.
That's gonna be a fast game right there. That's got a lot of speed.
Hey, but Miss Tatted Buckets is a big guard, though.
You did say
Yeah.
Rondo. I like that. You're the first one to say Rondo. And
I love that.
Really?
I
33
love
foot.
Rondo. I think he's so smart and he's
His
so good.
IQ is
Yes.
through the roof.
Right?
It sucked that we had to let him go.
Yeah, I was so
Yeah.
surprised. And then when he didn't get any recognition during the championship, I was like, you
Right?
fools are tripping because he literally saved your asses so many times. Sorry.
For real.
Yes.
Facts.
There's this one player, I don't think he plays no more, but he is so crazy with the handles. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. But Doc, he plays like Juice.
Oh, really?
Okay.
You know, I wish I knew. Bro, he is all over like highlight mixtape all the time. I want to say Jamal Crawford.
Okay.
Jamal
Yo,
Crawford. He is
Yo,
so
he's
underrated, but
good.
that dude is shifty.
Nice.
how did any teams not pick him up though?
That's
what I'm
what
trying to figure out.
saying, bro.
Like we
I
could,
think-
like us Lakers, we could have picked up a guy like that coming off our bench.
Absolutely.
Right. It doesn't
No,
have to
he
be a
did. He
starter,
did.
but
He
he
did
can
get. He
definitely
did
come off
get
the
picked
bench.
up. He pulled
Who
his
did he get,
hamstring.
Buddha said he got picked up. Who did he get picked up
Who
by?
did he get picked up by?
I forgot who it was. I gotta look it up. But he got picked up, but he pulled his hamstring like in the first game.
Of course.
Oh,
That
okay.
blew
I didn't even know that.
He's getting
blows.
injured. So sad.
Crazy. I got one more big question before we go to square, but Doc, I'm gonna go to you if you have anything else before I go ahead and go into that question. If you got anything else
Before
to say.
we go to square, I mean, kind of shifting it. Maybe this is a little deep, but we can keep it kind of
It's all good. It's us.
not going into deep.
It's us. We're universal.
Good.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Janae, I got so much love for you. We're family. I'm here for you for anything. I know you're there too for me for anything. What I learned about you today, though, I didn't know, like about a lot of things that I learned today. So I was really happy to hear all that. But I always did know that I just loved who you were inside. Like I could feel so much depth to you as a person, and I was just drawn to you from the start. Like the first day we met at the Loot League in Chatsworth.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
I remember.
That was the first time I had fun playing in that game, and you and I were talking shit to each other the whole time, and it was
Ooh.
fun.
Because I was like, I was talking to my teammates. I'm like, how old is this league? Because I'm not saying Doc is old, but Doc had some people on her team that were questionable. So that's what we first started off as, because she told me her age and I didn't believe her.
No one does. Nobody does.
Because I'm thinking, why do you want to
Nobody
team with all these old girls? He was like, well, I'm 40. I said, there's no way. There's no way. That's like when Buddha told me his real age. I said, you're freaking lying. Y'all look so good for your age. Like, I only thrive to look that good when I'm not.
Heard that, Buddha?
Buddha.
Will.
Confidence
Just keep
booster.
Appreciate that.
that emotion out. You will.
Hey, Buddha's a
Oh,
true OG
fighting every
though.
day on the court, that keeps you young.
Right.
Right.
We still, to this day, we still fight on the court.
Yep.
Because low key Doc is a bucket and no one knows it.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows it. Low key Doc has a crazy up and under move and a crazy 3-point shot.
They know
I
that.
played with her a few times, so I actually believe that.
Yeah.
Yes, there's highlights of her scoring. There's one time, bro, she had like 15 threes on me. So I'm like,
Ooh.
Okay.
she's just falling up from half court, just throwing it and making it. I'm like,
Miss Tatted Buckets was just frustrated. Janae over there being frustrated.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for that. I think where I was kind of going for that is that, like feeling your spirit, since I'm very sensitive to energies in people, and I keep like the people that I'm close to very tight, and I was always drawn to you because I could feel that you're a really good person. Okay. The things that I learned about you today just solidified that even more. So I was really happy to hear those things. It made me very happy inside. But I know that you struggle. You've talked about it on Instagram, and that you struggle with, like you mentioned, depression and anxiety. And in the past, there have been times to where it's gotten pretty bad. What would you say if you could only say something short to somebody who was feeling like they were at the end of their rope and they didn't know what to do? Like, what would you say to them to kind of like get them to shift their perspective or get out of that funk?
that's a good question. It's also a really hard question because, like, when I was in my funk, like, Buddha was there for a lot of it too, and I know you were, but like, no one could tell me anything. Like, I was so set on, like, I have so much going on right now. Like, everything would be so much better if I just leave, because like all my problems would go away. My parents wouldn't have to worry about me anymore because they constantly just worrying about me because I'm in LA. And it's just like one of those things. It's when someone's like really down and in their mind, obviously you try and give them support. You try and tell them everything they want to hear, but it's really one of those things that not more of like what you say. You just have to prove to them that you're there for them. So you just gotta extra love, extra not like reassurance and nothing like that. It's more of just like making that person know and feel that you're there rather than telling them. Because you can tell someone anything they want to hear, but it's the fact that they have to feel the emotion and feel the attraction and feel like the sorrowness and all that stuff. That's more of like a thing. So if someone was coming up to me and was telling me like, I'm on my last string, I want to do this and that, honestly, I would just give them a hug. I would just give them a hug, because I know so many times, like when I was just like going through it, I was thinking to myself, like, everything would be solved right now if someone just gave me a hug. Like, that's it. Sometimes you just need like the touch and warmth of a human being that cares for you.
Absolutely.
That does wonders. So if like someone personally came up to me and was like talking depression and stuff like that, I would honestly just give them a hug, because obviously you came to me for a reason.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, but also I'm going to make you feel like I'm here for you. I'm not just going to tell you I'm here for you. I'm going to let you know I'm here for you. And just a genuine hug can get anyone through a lot of things, as long as they can feel the emotion and feel the love. Like you say, you feel emotions just from people's vibes. If you just feel, because a lot of depression is because you feel no love in life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You have no love in life. You feel like it's just you. You can't even provide love for yourself. Like I can pat myself on the back every day, but a hug from someone else will do a whole lot of wonders than you just hugging yourself.
Yep.
And I believe in self-love. I believe in all that, but in reality, you need that other person to love you too, to get you through a lot of shit.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
kind of cut along for.
no, you're all good. You're all good. That's 1,000% true. Someone who went through it myself, it's the same thing. And if you can't get the hug, a smile goes a long way. A random nice gesture, especially
Random.
yeah, we talk about homeless a lot here. We done homeless drives and stuff. You go to buy a burger or something, buy that other person, buy that homeless person a burger, get them a drink, $2, $3, what that'll change their entire day. Say a prayer with them, say hi, hey, you look, you're beautiful. Just something little like that goes a long, long way. And I love that you carry yourself out that way. We're gonna go ahead, one more question, and then we'll jump into what we call our final squares. Legacy. You seem like you like I said, you at the beginning, you humble yourself, you reach out to other people, but you also carry out what what you've been through so that other people don't have to go through it.
Mhm.
Your legacy, we'll go your basketball legacy first. What kind of legacy do you want to leave when you hang up the shoes in basketball?
I just want the legacy of bringing, like, I never gave up. Like, I have it tattooed on me. I have it tattooed on my calf. I want to just be known as, like, obviously people know me because of my short temper. I'm a high head. Like, I'm totally just out the wazoo. But I want to leave it as, like, the girl, she was a hothead. She went through it, but she never gave up. Like, anytime, she was always on the court still. Like, she still tried. It never was 100%, but I damn sure tried to give 100%.
Absolutely.
Like, there's times on the court, like, there's been times, multiple times, like, I have to go to the bathroom and cry just to let it go. And then I'll go back on the court. Because, like, no matter what, I'm still going through it, but the court is still my home. So I want to leave my legacy as not being, like, one of the best shooters or nothing like that. More of, like, she tried. She gave her 100. She did shit all the time. So I guess that's what I kind of want to leave it as. Like,
wow. Okay.
I never do that. I always.
Only time will tell, my friend. You're doing a good job.
Right.
So, okay. If nobody else has any regular questions, we'll go ahead and do our square to squares. My final question for you, Janae. First off, thank you so much for joining us. It's been super cool getting to, like Doc said, know a side of you we didn't know, and that's what these interviews are all about. Just getting to that inner part of the baller, but getting to know the baller as well, but the person in the baller. So thank you so much for that.
Right. You're welcome. Thank you.
No problem. My final question is: your dream basketball opportunity has come up. What is it, and why is it a dream of yours?
Dream of mine to play overseas. If that came up, it's going to come up. It's a dream of mine only because, I hope my dad doesn't see this, but I'm just gonna say it. My dad never really was fully supportive of me playing basketball. Like, he wanted me to drop out, get a 9 to 5, time to start doing like typical adult shit. But I knew I wasn't meant for that. I meant for something else. And he always told me, like, you're never gonna be Caitlin Lecker. You're never gonna go D1. You're not gonna play pro. You might as well stop living in the past. So the dream to play overseas is really just so, like, my daddy can tell me, like, wow, you really did it. So it's a big dream of me to be pro, play pro, be on TV, get paid for it, because my daddy always told me I couldn't. He told me I wasn't capable. He wanted me to be a regular. All right, look at me. I am not regular. I'm 25 and my parents finally accept my tattoos. Like, so that would be the dream right there.
That got a lot deeper than I thought it was gonna get. But
Sorry, I try
no,
not
that's
to.
good.
Try
We like
not
it.
to.
No,
Everything about me
okay.
is like
We
super
like
deep.
it.
I'm sorry.
No, we love it. We love it.
We love it. We love it.
I love it. That's awesome. Keep pushing. You're still young. Keep doing it, and you never know. And the thing about sports, we always say this: you never know who's watching. Whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TV, whether it's at the VBL, you might have someone's grandpa there who's like a scout for
On
you know
social
the
media.
Sparks or something.
Or just
Yeah.
someone saw you and they know someone type deal.
Yeah.
You can just get connected.
Absolutely. So keep networking, keep doing your thing. You're doing a good job. Just keep it up. George, go ahead.
All right, Janae. So we had we had KK Gets Buckets, we had Gianna Woods, Deja Vu, and you're our fifth girl that we interviewed. And maybe I'm missing one, but anyway, which female player would you like us to reach out to our show in the future?
Okay.
Ooh.
Come on, I know.
Her name is Remarkable. Obviously, Doc knows Remarkable. Her name is Star. She's she's 19, she's still in college, but she just started getting like really heavy into training and trying to play in leagues and stuff. So she's definitely gonna be like one for a lookout. She has a great story. She has a great background. That would be a good one to reach out to.
Okay.
And I would have to send you guys her Instagram. I think it's like Star So Official or something like that. I would have to send it to you.
Okay. We got a couple openings. We just might do
But
it.
Doc knows her too. Like,
Okay.
other than that, I know. I know a high school girl. She dunks. You can interview her. She's going to USC next year. I met her during there's these runs set up in Long Beach called We Run. It's all for like SoCal's best high school girls, and of course I'm playing there too.
Okay.
But it's like high school girls. Literally, it's from like ages 13 to I'm 25, and these girls who are 13, 14 are mixing people. Like when I first started playing with them, I thought they were like all like, probably 20, 21. That's how good they are. They're very intelligent, very like high. I can't even think of the word right now, but they just bamboozled me when I found out that they was really 13, 14 years old. So if you want to interview some next up, like some future women basketballers, I can definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna jump on that. Yeah, and you never know.
You guys are probably gonna interview Baby V here soon.
Oh yeah, a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, Baby V's I believe on our schedule, right, Ricky?
February 13th is Baby V. So you make sure you try, if you can be back for that one as a surprise panelist, that would be freaking awesome to just show up in the
That would be awesome too.
We'll set that up for sure.
I'll definitely do that.
Sweet. That would be awesome.
Sure.
Cool. Buddha's hanging out with us today. Buddha, after hearing her story, what closing question do you have, brother?
I don't really have anything, man. I mean,
is there any comments you want to
Janae's just a dope person with dope energy that has big aspirations, and she believes in herself.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out how to get by this Cali lifestyle because it's expensive as hell out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buddha's a Texas boy. He came from Texas too. He did the Texas Cali thing. So cool.
Yeah, I know a little something about Buddha. I know a little something.
Well, you two have something in common. You guys have like colored hair.
I knew he was going there. I knew he was gonna go there. Full show without it. I knew he was gonna go there. Cool, Buddha. Thank you.
Love you, Buddha.
We love you, Buddha. You know that. Thank you for your input. All right, Doc, you're the one who brought her to us. Give me that last question. Let me know how you feel. Let's close this bad boy out. Yeah, she says, uh-oh.
Well, going back to what you said, like about your dad not really supporting what you're doing or believing in you in this way. I want to think like, let's list all the things that you've been doing since you've come back out here just one more time. So like you've made a name for yourself in the VBL. You have become the MVP of the inaugural year of X versus X, which hope and just to drop this, the app is going to be launching. The official version of the app will be launching at the end of this month. I believe it's going to be on the 29th because it's leap year,
Nice.
right?
Heard it exclusively here. Go ahead.
Actually, leap year's in February. That was really
No, I
dumb.
said exclusively.
I
Here.
was
Said
talking about myself.
exclusively here. Go
Talking about
ahead.
myself.
You're good. Go.
So, and then you also, we didn't talk about the WUBA also because you were playing with them, right? And and that's actually going to be expanding with some SoCal teams this year, which I may or may not be involved.
I heard Matt was gonna be a part of that. I think I forgot who told me. I think Star told me. Someone told me, and I'm like, if Meta doesn't put me on his team, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, so you have all these opportunities that could become pro teams. So the WUBA having some expansion teams in SoCal, like it's popping. Like it's planned or projected to be like the G League for WNBA. So you already made a name for yourself in there. And then of course with Meta and having a pro team with Meta. So it might be sooner than you think, and you might not have to go overseas to be pro and to tell your dad, like, I made it. Now what? You
right. Know? Like, what do you gotta say now? Shoot. I'm hoping for it. That's really like, I just want to tell, like, I don't want to say it on live. I don't want to say it on live, but yeah.
Let's just you'll be selling him a ticket to come
right.
watch. So
yeah, there you go. That's a
like
nice
one of those
way
I
to
told
throw
you
it in
so.
his face.
and more about that, like, because it's happened in my life so many times where like what I wanted didn't happen, and I would be so upset about it because I'm such a brat, right? Because I'm just like, that's what I wanted. Like, no, but I worked so hard for that.
Way, it's not the right way. I feel you. I feel you.
Yes. But then we don't realize that maybe what we wanted was keeping us smaller in the entire scheme of life than what God had planned for us in the start. You know what I mean? If we would have gone down that pathway, if you had gone down a different pathway before, like if you had played more, if you got more recognition for your season where you were like 1 in 32 or something like that, right. You know, like if you had gotten more recognition, that would have sent you down a completely different path than the path that you're on right now. And maybe your career would have ended and would have been smaller, like than the future that you have in front of you right now. You know, you would have never come to Cali. It's like this whole life that you're living right now would not have happened, and the whole future that you have.
Yep.
Yes.
No one wants to be in Kansas.
Maybe you would have felt like, okay, well, I did it, so I guess I just gotta be a regular now, like you said, you know. So I
would rather like try and fail than were to sit back and wondered what would have happened if I did do this. You know what I mean? I would like, if I would have just listened to my dad and said, okay, I'm gonna come home and work a regular job. I'm not gonna go pro. I'm not gonna try this. I'd have no idea where I would be right now. No idea. I don't know what I would be doing. I definitely wouldn't even have a dog. That's the thing. I would have never got Tyson. So it's like everything happens for a reason. I would rather do it than wonder if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It makes sense.
And Tyson is definitely your guardian angel. That dog, an angel.
That dog,
oh my gosh,
is too perfect. He's almost like a human. Like I swear that dog was a human in his past life because he's so mature. He's so well taught. He listens. He's just perfect. Like that dog has no problems. He obviously barks and stuff when I open a door, but he like with new people, always just loving him. He doesn't bite at people. He doesn't bite at kids. He doesn't growl. He's like an awful pit bull, but like a perfect pit bull at the same time. It's like the heavens to him. Like I went to the animal shelter for dog therapy. I didn't even want to get a dog. I was just sad, so I want to go see these dogs.
Yeah.
So I go through all these dogs. I'm like, yes, so great. Like, you know, and then I go, there's a pit bull section in this, like, because it was in Dallas, everyone and pit bulls everywhere. And he was the first pit bull I saw. And I was just like, because, you know, when you go in there, dogs are just crazy, barking and all that. This dog is sitting with his head in the corner. And his you can see his ribs, his spine, like he's got ears in his holes, like he came from a bad home. And I just looked at him and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I'm about to leave you here. So they told me it cost $25 to adopt him. So I had $30 in my pocket. I adopted him. He was neutered. His shots was up to date. And since he was in my home, it was like love at first sight. He was connected to my hip. We was cuddling, sleeping. He was going everywhere with me. That's when I found out, like, he doesn't need a leash. Like, that dog walks and stands right past me. And if he walks too far, he'll stop and look back and wait for me to come. Like, the dog is perfect. Yeah. It's like I made him at a Build-A-Bear workshop. Like, like, it just amazes me every day. And, like, I don't talk about Mamba much because Mamba, he is purely a pit bull. That dog is stupid sometimes. But I love Mamba. I love Mamba like he's my own. Like, that's my baby boy. That's my baby boy. But Tyson, I could probably write a whole book about how much I love that dog.
Yeah.
Like Doc said, like, that dog saved my life and I saved him. Like,
yeah,
guardian angel for sure.
Yeah, God knew when you went in there. He knew what was up.
He knew what he was doing.
Absolutely. And that's how it works in life. Like Doc said, sometimes you're not looking at one thing and it's just waiting around the corner for you. So honestly, throughout this interview, I see that you've taken that approach, you know, in life in general. You don't know what's coming, keep pushing and reach out, network, like you said, to people, and also help carry over the stuff you went through to others so that they don't have to go through it as well.
Right.
So honestly, I'm touched. I have a feeling, I say this a lot, but honestly, with this story, this is a really deep episode. And I really think that you're going to touch someone's life once we put these onto social media and YouTube and all that. You never know who's looking. Like you said, you got that suicidal kid. You never know. You never know. You might save a life with this show, Janae. You never know. So thank you so much for just being you, being real, and being authentic and just putting that story out there. We appreciate you so much. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for I'm really bad with interviews. That's why at the beginning I get
Fun.
excited.
What are you talking about?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Comfortable, I can talk forever. Like,
That's
sometimes
all
I
good.
have to stop myself from talking.
All good. I'd rather have someone that keeps going and I could just jump in with little things than people are just sitting there like, I go, oh, I heard you did this. But yeah, it was fun. Okay.
Yeah,
You know, like, what do we got?
Yeah, exactly.
Your vibe, like Doc said, your vibe is awesome. And I knew that. No, I've been talking to you during the week, but we're being smart asses back to each other and stuff, you know, but I got to see you. I got to actually meet you and talk to you and hear your awesome story. Like, your vibe is ridiculously cool. So keep being you, keep doing you. And like she said, you got that women's, was it WUBA you said? Let me say it right.
Yeah.
And you can walk onto that. I truly believe that, and I hope you do. And when you do, we want some tickets. We want to be there and go see you.
Seriously, I want to get some video on footage of you and make your mixtape.
You can do all that.
And he does pretty good ones too.
Yeah, I do pretty good ones too. So
yeah, look at him building.
I'll keep that in mind for sure.
Yeah. So
and my IG.
Yeah, he does. So if nobody else has anything else to say, Doc, you good?
Good.
Buddha's chilling. You're good, Buddha. We're good.
Sure.
Hey, George, you good?
I'm good.
Awesome. It was an amazing. You never know going into these shows what we're gonna get, who we're gonna talk to, where it's gonna go. It could go deep. It could be silly. It could be just off the wall. It could be super sad the entire time. But we had a little of everything in this one, and I absolutely love it. and it has that cool mix. So thank you, Janae. Again, this was All Sports Media Team presents Dubl Drbl episode 33 with Miss Janae Barnes, aka Miss Tatted Buckets. Thank you again for joining us, giving us the super cool story that you had about you and your dogs, your depression, balling, at the X versus X, going to the VBL, your dream of going overseas, which I agree with Doc. I think something else is coming your way. So thank you for your inspiration. That's my biggest thing. I appreciate you coming on. You're welcome back anytime, especially on February 13th when we do Baby V.
Right.
You're welcome back.
I'm pretty sure Miss Tatted Buckets has so many questions about her. But
Oh,
yeah.
it's coming. It's coming. And
I
Baby,
know a lot about baby, so I might throw in a couple of
it's all good. You saw what Buddha did. You guys are always welcome. I always send out the shows to past guests if they want to join. I love getting input from people who know our guests. Just super cool stories. So yeah, you're always welcome. Definitely always welcome to come back. So appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Glad. So with that said, next week we got Jen Garcia is going to be hanging with us, I believe. I hope I got that right. She'll be here next week. But honestly, though, I want to leave off. I want to leave off with this. Don't judge a book by its cover. Open it up and learn its story. Okay. That goes to anybody who's listening right now. You see someone all tatted up, inked up. Oh, they must be a bad guy. They must be a bad girl. Blah, blah. No, get to know them. No, but not just tatted. Homeless people, like you said, the dog, anything. Give them a chance because you never know what's waiting around the corner for you. Just saying. On behalf of myself, yep, you know it. On behalf of myself, Double R Ricky Rodriguez, we want to thank Miss Tatted Buckets for joining us. Thank you to George. Thank you to Buddha. Thank you to Drewski. Thank you to the doc, conspicuous by their absence. Gilbert and Coach had life things to do today, so thank you to them for always being there for us as well. All I gotta say, wear a mask, stay safe out there. Peace out.
Peace.